Hello everyone, I am Erika of beadingschool.com and you are watching Coffee Time with Erika, my weekly BD broadcast. Today it's time to have a live design session, this time from the Fly Me to the Moon Beading School Academy team box. But first, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. You can watch today's video live from the Beading School YouTube channel, from the Beading School Facebook page, and also from my private profile. And before I would share anything exciting with you, I would like to know if the video and the audio work well. I see already Gail, Rita, Sheila, Linda, other Linda, Molly, Cindy, Wilhelmine, Jessica, Robin, Antoinette. Malia says all is good. Thank you, Malia. Elena, Corinne is here. Anna says that she can hear me and see me on Facebook, so hopefully all. Wilhelmine also says that YouTube is working fine. So I'm super happy about that. So as I said, today we are enjoying together, hopefully I will enjoy it too and not be too stressed, so we are having a live design session from the Fly Me to the Moon Beading School Academy team box. What does live design mean? And what about the Academy if you haven't heard about it yet? So during a live design session, I improvise. I do my best to come up with a new design right on the spot with your help. And I love to do that from always the current Beading School Academy team box. Also because those beads and colors and shapes are very much on my mind currently, but also because you have them on your bead mat at the moment. So you can do that together with me. You can start playing with your beads where I start playing. Maybe I go to one direction, maybe you go to another direction, and it is super nice to see all the results afterwards in the Beading School Club. And I will take away the logo in a moment. Thank you so much for saying that, Lita. I wanted to put it on the screen a bit to help those who might not have the Fly Me to the Moon box yet. So, as I said, I always love to do a live design session from the current Beading School Academy team box. Beading School Academy is a bi-monthly BD membership system. I dare to say that it is the most valuable out there in the beading world. It comes with a beautifully curated team box with a different source of inspiration every 2 months that we work with, beautiful crystals and components and cabochons, always tutorials that are included, mini workshops on Thursdays that you can follow, storytelling, articles, and lots of connections with your fellow beading buddies. So it is super nice to enjoy together and take that crazy ride of 2 months together when we are working with a specific box. Thank you so much everyone who is asking how was my vacation. I took some days off while Zuzi and the team were taking care of you. And indeed, it was a very nice vacation in Italy. We enjoyed the countryside, went on some hikes, on a bike ride, but also then in the city, went to a concert, had lots of pasta, lots of nice walks, and even met some nice people. So thank you so much for asking. And Sharon, you're so nice to say that you agree with being the Beading School Academy being so valuable. Sharon says they are always the best box out there. Thank you so much, Sharon. And hello, everyone who joined me in the meanwhile. Currently, we are, by the way, enjoying weeks when we are focusing on Preciosa crystals. So we have 2 weeks dedicated to Preciosa crystals. Beading School is one of the most important partners of Preciosa crystals in the beading world. We get super early news when something new is coming. The distance is only a 6-hour ride. So even when we need to restock something, then if they have it in their inventory, we can do that super fast. We are always in direct contact, so we can bring you news, education, and everything sparkly that Preciosa offers. And we have 2 weeks dedicated to Preciosa crystals. The first week is behind us. Weeks at Beading School always last from Tuesday to Tuesday, from coffee time with Erika to coffee time with Erika. And during the first Preciosa crystal week, we were focusing on shapes that we already know and already work with. So we had lots of snippets of education, how to include Preciosa crystals in your creations. And we repeated what we learned in the past together one more time to deepen your knowledge and understanding. And now it's time to bring you something new that I know that you were waiting for very, very much. I will give you more information about that later, so stay with me, and thank you so much for your attention. During the first week of the Preciosa Crystal Weeks, we had a special offer. We are well prepared with gifts and surprises for you for the Preciosa Crystal Weeks. And during the first week, you had a possibility to get Zuzi's Pegasus tutorial set as a gift on top of your purchase if it was above a certain amount. I would like to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart who decided to trust us with her precious bead order. It means a lot to us, and it keeps Beading School going. And the period when you could have the tutorial as a gift was over a little while ago when I started Coffee Time with Erika, and we will be in touch with your gift next week on Wednesday when Melinda is back on vacation. Usually we send the tutorial gifts the next day after the deal is over. However, during the summer, of course, the team also needs a bit of relaxation, and Melinda is the one who usually takes care of this, so we need to wait for her to get back. So thank you so much for your patience. We will be in touch. And the code that we set up the previous week for you, Preci Love, that gives you 12% discount on all Preciosa crystals except bundles, boxes, and the new stuff coming today. It is still valid until next week's Coffee Time with Erika. So stay tuned, and now let's focus on the live design session. So in the meanwhile, also many other beaders joined us. So hello everyone, so good to see you. Ladies, Antoinette, Gunel, Carrie, Niti, Marta, Lita, Joyce, Lutka, Ingrid, Linda, Cindy, Sharon, Kristen, Bernadette, Katja, Yosin, and Anna, I greeted already. So thank you so much, ladies, for this time. I really need your help today. On one hand, I'm going to take a new approach to designing that I haven't showed you before. So often I get the question, how do I design? Do I start just playing with my beads? Do I draw my ideas in the graphic design program that I'm using? Or do I bead in my head? And usually I have to say I'm just playing with my beads. I have a source of inspiration that I'm focusing on, but then I'm just going crazy with what I have on my bead mat. However, this time I have a rough idea, at least of the first steps for what I want to do. Not many, just maybe like the first 3-4 steps. I haven't tested it, so maybe already I will burn on the first step, but I wanted to try this also, like during a live design video, and to just mention it that this is also a possibility, especially when you are not near to your bead mat and you have to like restrict yourself and just keep the ideas in your head before you could try them. So indeed, I had an idea that I would like to try today. And always, what's the biggest fun during a live design session? That we go back and forth. I try something, then I ask for your help. You give me ideas. So it's always a communal creation. It's never only me, but it's all of us together. So please help me today because of this new approach, and also because my plane was terribly late yesterday, and we just came home at midnight instead of like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So that added a bit of stress. So please help me today. We can do this together. And now please let me switch to my hand camera, and please let me know if you will still be able to hear me and see me well after I switched my camera. So you should be able to see my screen now. Hopefully you see my camera now. I had to restart it, and one more setting to make it nice and sharp for you. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, is it okay now, ladies? Can you see my bead mat and my hands? Good now, Cindy says. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So let's do this, ladies, and keep all your fingers and toes crossed for me. So my idea is, as I got a bit jealous of Ruxandra when we published her latest design, playing with the little sparkly stars that were included in the Beading School Academy team box. By the way, now we have them in the bead shop also in a silver metal base. So when I looked at her design, then the creative juices started to flow, and I thought that, oh my God, I also need to do something with this. And I also would like to continue playing with the 4mm Preciosa Chaton Montes, also to celebrate the Preciosa Crystal Week, of course. And you might notice that the 4mm Preciosa Chaton Montes, they are of a slightly different color than what we had in the team boxes. Can you lovely expert beaders guess that what is the color that I have on my bead mat? The reason for this is, by the way, well, I have two reasons. On one hand, I managed to use up all of my dark indigo Preciosa Chaton Montes in the 4mm size as I kept playing with the box, playing with my art cabochon, playing with my Chaton Montes, and I actually managed to create something that I'm super, super, super happy with. And I'm drawing the tutorial, and it will come at the end of August, so stay tuned during the week dedicated to our art cabochons. But also, second reason, finally I have other colors of the 4mm Preciosa Chaton Montes. And indeed, Carrie and Terry and Jessica and Angelina and Malia and Sheila and many of you answered my question correctly, that it is Montana in a gold setting. So those of you who wanted to see this component in other colors, this might be your lucky day. But let's wait for it and let's see what happens here. So my idea is, how I told you that I started to bead in my head, my idea is to fix the Chaton Montes between the points of the star, always a Chaton Monte between 2 points, using the short crossing between 2 holes, because you can cross the Chaton Monte like this. This I call a long cross, or like this between 2 neighboring holes, and this I call a short cross. So let's see if this works out. And then I would like to connect the outer holes with some fire polished beads. And I would like to invite you to play with me. So if you have the same components on your bead mat, then maybe this is the time to pick out what's left and play along with me. Maybe you will find another direction in the meanwhile, and it will be so nice to see all the options. First, what I did is that I sew through the opening of the star, and then I repeated the thread path. Actually, I will do that one more time, only to fix my thread well around the star. And then I pick up a Preciosa Chaton Monte through a short crossing, and I bead through the next point of the star. Okay, the Preciosa Chaton Montes seem to buckle to the back a bit, but I think I will be able to fix them if I add some fire polished beads later. And I will now add all the Chaton Montes all around. For strengthening the motif, before adding them, I will repeat the thread pass through this star, through the point of the star. Let's see if this helps. Also with the buckling, possibility of buckling to the back later. And hi, Kimberly. So after adding the second one, again I repeat the thread pass through the point of the star. I pick up the third Chaton Monte, and I go all around in the same way. I love the look of the crystals right next to the star. it's pretty dramatic, I would say. And I'm adding now the fifth. Again, after adding the fifth one, I repeated the thread pass around the point of the star, and then instead of doing a short crossing, I will push my needle diagonally through a chaton monte for a long crossing because I want to get to the outer holes. And this enables me to stay in my preferred direction of beading. And Lita has an idea. She says, what about filling the spaces in the star with the fire polished and then on the chaton monte? Wouldn't that be more stable? Angelina is in the meanwhile suggesting Vex Solos. And might be, but I just really wanted to create this look of like the chaton montes right next to the star. It actually feels super sturdy. It's just a matter like how will I go further. And this is when I was thinking of adding some fire polished beads and maybe some seed beads in between. So I need to measure that which fire polished beads and which fire polished beads in combination with some seed beads fit in between the outer holes. And I told you that I was beading a bit in my head. I haven't tested any of these, and I thought like a 3mm fire polished bead will work. So that's what I would like to try first. So this is how it looks like, and it might work actually. So now I'm again like going making a short crossing through two holes. This creates actually like a kind of a lower layer. So I will need to also operate a bit with the depth of this motif if I leave it this way. And when I pull my thread, then I see that they are going too much to the back. Or maybe I can actually pull them together intentionally on the back to create a base and then build on top of them. To do that, I will a bit repeat the thread path. And then I want to connect this on the back, maybe with a size 11. Let's see. And definitely I am returning to the Vex Solo idea of Angelina. It deserves attention. But first I want to create this super strong base for my motif. I have a feeling that working with this chaton montes, which are super nice and can give a sturdy base for your motif, it also requires a bit more engineering to make sure that they sit nice and don't buckle anywhere. I have a feeling that the size 11s are a bit too big, so I will change them for size 15s. And thank you, Kimberly. I'm glad that you like this base structure. Oh, in the meanwhile, I see that Angelina suggested also the size 11s in between. I just noticed it now that you had the idea. But I feel now also, as I have this in my hand, that I need to repeat the thread path more. It was not enough to do 2 crossings, because still, you see, when I pull my thread, then the fire polished bead is not as I want it to be. Nate is asking, can you try and pull the motif forward on the front side by pulling the thread through the claw? And thanks for reminding me of the claw idea, actually. It's something that I do rarely. I do it, but not like as often as, for example, Ruxandra or Zuzi include this trick in their beadwork. So it's not that much in my system as theirs or yours, apparently. And actually, it's also a possibility, as I see now, that I don't have to like pull together the fire polished beads, but I can also push them apart a bit more, and that maybe helps also the chaton montés. And Angelina says it's not as easy as some might think to join montés with other beads. And that is absolutely true. That is so, so, so true. I will try to add a combination of size 15 through to size 15 here. In between the 3mm fire polished beads. What do you think of this, ladies? And then we can create like a little star. And indeed, it should be possible. Yes, absolutely possible to pull the thread through the claw. So we can do the same as with other types of cabochons. Oh, this is so cute, by the way. What do you think? Already this little flower-shaped design. And while I'm doing this, and I will also repeat the thread path, I would like to invite someone to join me on screen. I will post the link how you can join me. One person will be able to do that. And tell me your idea. Where would you go with this design? You will find a link that I posted in the comment threads. And if you would like to, then you can come on the screen with me and share with me and other beaders that how would you continue, or what would be your end goal with this little design that you see for now. And Yosin says it looks like a button. And so true, actually. I can totally imagine this instead of a button. Stud with a large pendant, says Corinne. Sharon has an idea for making it two-sided. That would totally be possible. That is such a great idea, Sharon. I could actually like decrease kind of the motif to the other side, and the two identical, the top parts of the top and the bottom would be joined through the fire polished beads. Or Anna says 11 of these for 11 more for a dodecahedron. Indeed, like quite some time ago, we used to create like these beaded beads out of bicone beads, where you would have these five-sided motifs joined together into a big ball. For a time, that was so fashionable. So there are indeed opportunities. And to make it two-sided, or shall we do the two-sided thing together? I can do that if you wish to see that. And hi, Shelley. Do you want me to grow the motif more, or would you like to see it? How I make it two-sided? I'm curious. If two-sided, then it stays this size. If one-sided, then I will try to grow it with some Vex Solos, indeed. Oh my god, I want to make it bigger with the Vex Solos. Sorry, ladies. Sometimes I'm so, how you call it? I catch an idea and I just have to make it happen. So let's try that. Indeed. So I'm exiting. Angelina also wants to see a bigger one. Needy, Gunel, Grimberly, everyone. So we are all in harmony regarding this. So let's see what happens. First of all, I bead it until I really feel that the structure is sturdy before I would make it bigger. And that meant at least one more repetition. And I stopped when exiting a true to fire polished bead. Now I pick up, I will experiment a bit with the combination. I don't know exactly how many seed beads or will work design wise, like with the distance between the true to and the whole of the Vex Solo, and also what makes it sturdy. Okay, this is too much. So I will try it with two size 15s and a size 11 Delica seed bead. And then I pick up a Vex Solo. Then the same in the opposite order, so size 11 Delica and two size 15 Miyuki seed beads. And then I bead through the next through two. And this is a good distance, ladies. This works. This works well. I feel it. And I do the same all around. So I pick up 2 size 15s, a Delica, Vex Solo, Delica, and 2 size 15s, and then I bead through the next true to fire polished bead. I'm getting excited about this. Are you beading with me, by the way? I'm curious. Is anyone else trying this? Or is it just me experimenting? Sheila says, "Ooh," and Rita says, "Very nice." And Angelina says, "Awesome, loving it so far." I'm glad that I made you happy with the Vex Solos, Angelina. I felt a bit pressured. In a good way. I'm just joking. And thank you, ladies. Sheila says, "You're doing really well to have gotten in at midnight last night." Oh my God. Thank you, Sheila. The AC actually broke down in the plane. We were already sitting inside. Imagine Italy, afternoon, 45 degrees. It feels like 45 degrees. And the AC broke down and they let us sit in the plane for quite some time before letting us out again. They had to fly in a whole team of engineers to check the plane and to determine if we can fly or not. And we were in Verona, which is a small city in northern Italy with a small airport. So that extra several hundred people who fit on that plane and who had to wait, that made a difference. So there was like no space to sit down, and it was like sitting on the ground instead of restaurants or seats. But we made it. There was a time when I was humming, "Always look on the bright side of life." That helped. So yeah, it was a great vacation. And Barbara says, "That looks really cool so far. Interesting to see how you keep trying until it works. I'm beading, but I'm doing homework for a class I'm taking this weekend." So nice, Barbara. And good to see that you are doing your homework. And I keep trying until I succeed with pretty much everything I do, beading included. So this is how it looks like after adding the Vex Solos. And lovely ladies, this is going to be one of our No One Has to Be Alone designs a little bit later, so you don't have to rush and follow the steps from here. But I will draw the instructions. It will be prepared for you as a PDF, and the No One Has to Be Alone class a little bit later. So I hope you will enjoy it a lot if you want to make exactly the same variation as I do. Now I have a feeling that I want to add some more seed beads here. Maybe 4 pieces of size 15. Let's see. Okay, that looks nice. So after exiting the Delica, I picked up Kata! So good to see you! Angelina says, "What if we try more Monties between the Delicas? Too much?" Oh my god, never too much. Love your idea. Love your idea, Angelina. And in the meanwhile, I think lovely Andrea, are you there? She might be working in the Beading School Treasury today might be activating some more products, some new shinies, and we will have something super nice for you. Of course, Chaton Monte is in the new size, and I will explain everything about them a little bit later to you, but a heads up. Andrea is working. Please, 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 ladies, watch for the double box bundle, or no, sorry, the 4-box bundle of 4 and 6 millimeter Chaton Montes, because it will come with gifts, and the gifts are amazing, and it is something that you don't want to miss because it's not available otherwise. But in the meanwhile, well, okay, let's look into my 4mm Chaton Monte moon box and tell me, please, ladies, what kind of color would you like me to use in between the Delica beads? I have here in my 4mm Chaton Monte box, and thank you so much, dear Andy. I have here crystal, chrysolite, emerald, indeed the Montana, only 15 pieces now because I stole 5 for the star. Dark indigo, aqua bohemica, light sapphire opal, crystal AB, indicolite, jonky, light sapphire, aquamarine, peridot, sapphire, and white opal is the last one. So I have votes for chrysolite. I'm voting for white opal in gold setting. I think the purples are in the sun box. Let's see, let's see. Indeed, a bit of purple might not harm. No, sorry, change my mind. I will stay with the moon colors. Zonky, as Angelina is suggesting, that might also work. Okay, ladies, I will get stuck here because I'm just admiring the new Chaton Montes. This is the first time that I'm opening the box. So it's hard. White opal. I'm going with white opal. Sheila is voting for white opal too. I will need 5 of these. So I am exiting now a Miyuki Delica next to the inside hole of the Vex Solo, and I do a short crossing through the 4mm Chaton Monte, and then I cross Delica, Vex Solo, Delica, and let's see if this fits. It fits. It fits quite good. Okay, no, I will need to add size 15s, or maybe pick this up between the size 15s instead of the Delicas. That would also bring them closer to the middle of the star, and that distribution of the weight will create again a sturdier motif. I also feel that I need to repeat the thread path a bit more. So let's try, okay, still more repetition to do. Now it's becoming sturdy. So I'm exiting a size 15 after a delica. Then I do a short crossing through the neighboring holes of the rhinestone, and I bead into size 15 delica. Okay, this feels so much better. I don't need extra beads, and the chaton monte is closer to the middle of the motif, creating a more even weight distribution, let's say. It's fun that I don't need extra size 15 at the end, because it would be more lacy, the result. However, it would be less sturdy also. And Angelina says that I think working with shaped beads and montes, it's always good to go twice through the same steps. Indeed, and it's so worth it to like really take your time to make sure that the motif feels good, that it's sturdy, it's flat. It's just, you will be so much more happier, so much happier if you really take your time and do the job well, instead of rushing, trying it more times, being patient, as you see, like experimenting and sometimes frogging and sometimes failing. It's okay. And for some reason I can't find my bicons. Oh, I know where they are. They were in my little travel pack. So I don't have them right away here, but I will have to reach for a color that I have on hand instead of the ones from the box, because I confess I had some beads on my vacation, but not everything from my box. And I removed the bicons from it because I wanted to play with it. So I grabbed a bag of crystal full aurum bicons in the 3mm size. That's something that I always have somewhere nearby. Oh, even 4mm would be nice. Okay. Now you see the spontaneity of creating, that it's really not a straightforward path, or like 90% of the time it's not a straightforward path, but trials and errors and the willingness to go back and try again and do better. So I will pick up, I'm exiting now the outside hole of the Vex Solo, and I picked up a size 11 and a 4mm bicon, and then I cross the Chaton Monte. No. Sorry, ladies. Sometimes the first stitch already tells you that you need to keep trying. So I go back to the 3mm size, and instead of a 4mm one, I add size 15, 3mm size 15. I actually have a feeling that 3mm bicons would work really, really, really well in this position. I wanted to use only material from the box, but I hope you allow a little change, that I try my hands with 3mm bicons. I know that it was something that you asked for, that you want more designs with 3mm bicons. So this might be the moment when you get some more, indeed. Anna is suggesting a gecko, and I confess I don't feel like using a gecko now. When I add gecko beads around a motif, then I want to make sure that they stay how they are supposed to be. And I'm afraid that the limitations of a live design session just don't allow me to experiment enough to make geckos sturdy. So that's something to consider when you want to be conscious about the time invested into a design, when you are playing on your own, that some beads are just a tiny bit more challenging to fix well. To add, that's one thing, but to fix, like really make it nice, that's a different topic. Okay, and this is again not a good choice, so let's try something else. I still have 6mm Preciosa bicons in light sapphire opal, and I have a feeling that this might be brutal, but this might work. So I'm adding 6mm Preciosa bicons between the outside holes of the Vex Solos and the outside hole of the 4mm Chaton Monte. I think the colors are coming together nicely. And yes, I do have black thread, as always. So this is how it looks like after adding the bicon beads. And truth to be told, I'm pretty happy with it. I will add some size 11s in between the bicons, and a group of size 15s maybe over here, over the Vex Solo. So let's see what happens if I pick up here 4 pieces of size 15s. Okay, that covers the distance, and then later I can make it more, or I will make it more pointy now by crossing the outside hole of the Vex Solo and then beading through 2 size 15s, adding a Erika, and then like this. I think it's good. Ladies, is coming together. Angelina, thank you for suggesting the Vex Solos. So I will fill the gaps between the 6mm bicons, and that was a surprise for me too, ladies. I started out with the 4mm idea, and then I went for a smaller size, and at the end I went for the big 6mm bicons, and that works the best. And lovely ladies, please give us a little moment. Andrea is working in the bead shop. Andy, can you please let me know when the bundles are prepared? Sarah says, hi Sarah, so good to see you. Sarah says that there is some problem at the moment. So this is how I will fill the gaps all around my motif. I got pretty excited by this new jewel from the Fly Me to the Moon box. This is unexpected. Like, I felt that this might work, but again, by creating together and sharing ideas, then wow, okay, I'm happy, ladies. I'm really, 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 really happy. But I will finish the motif a little bit later. We are already nearly past our time, and I still want to show you what's waiting for you in the bead shop. Just a moment. And indeed, the coupon code does not work for the new 4mm Chaton Montes. It works for everything except boxes, bundles, and new stuff. It does not work for the new for the 4mm Chaton Montes. I'm so happy, ladies. I'm so happy, ladies, that you like the motif that we created together. It certainly deserves a tutorial, I would say. So we will bead it a little bit later during a live design session. And I would like to, indeed, this double special deal shows up as out of stock at the moment. So we will wait for Andrea to fix it. No pressure, dear Andy. It's always such a hassle to do the back office work. It's actually not as easy as it might seem from the front side. So many settings. So lovely ladies, thank you so much for being patient. I will share with you my screen now. And while Andy is activating the new products, I would like to explain what did we prepare for you for this second week dedicated to Preciosa crystals. So you are already familiar with the 6mm version of Preciosa Chaton Montes. We have them in the bead shop since Advent, the Advent Adventure 2023, and they create a perfect alternative to the Chaton Rose Montes. The Chaton Rose Montes have a flat back and they are great for decorating the top of something, but the Chaton Montes, they are deeper and they are great when you include them indeed in the structure of your beaded motif, because you can give it sturdiness easier than with the flat backs. And to remind you of the beautiful design that we got from Veronka when we introduced the 6mm size, I have a little video for you just for a second. So this was the design created, the Andromeda by Veronka, and it was included with the 6mm box bundle. And now we have, everything is available now, ladies. So now we have the 4mm Chaton Montes available on their own, one by one. The code does not work for them. These are new, these are fresh, these are hot. They deserve attention. But if you would like to make a sensible, financially sensible decision, then we also created boxes from the 4mm Chaton Montes, a sun and a moon box. If you would like to get both of them, then we bundled them up, and Vicky Roberts' serious pendant, also using some of these, is a gift on top of it. However, since we also have the 6mm box bundle, then we made a bundle of bundles. And listen to me, ladies, what's happening if you decide to go for the 4-box bundle, which includes the Sun and Moon 4mm box and the Sun and Moon 6mm box. So first of all, you will receive both of these tutorials as gifts. The Andromeda, where you can use the 6mm beads, 6mm Chaton Montes, the new series, where you can use the 4mm Chaton Montes. And that's not all. Those are always included. But for the Preciosa week, we have something more. And Timmy made this beautiful picture of it. You can spot 4 beautiful, sparkly items on the picture. From time to time, it happens that Preciosa decides to discontinue something. And unfortunately, 3 out of the 4 items on the picture will be discontinued or have been discontinued, but we managed to grab some more of the last stock. I'm talking about the 8mm chatons in coral, the 8mm chatons in garnet, and in this case, the 6mm bicon beads in amethyst opal. This hurts, especially for me, that last one, that actually all bicon beads in amethyst opal will become unavailable, and we might be lucky in the future to like find some stock or special production, whatever, but it is very unlikely. So this might be one of your last chances, unfortunately, to get some of these bicons in the amethyst opal or the 8mm chatons in coral or garnet. And I'm sad, I'm pissed, I'm not happy about this decision of Preciosa, but this was a careful decision from their side to make, and unfortunately we can't change it. Amethyst opal will stay as a chaton monte, as a chaton rose monte, but not as bicons. So if you go for the 4-box bundle, then we will also pack a bag of all 3 of these discontinued items to your order. So you will receive some coral chatons, garnet chatons, 6mm Preciosa bicon beads in amethyst opal. And are you noticing something more on that picture? Are you noticing something more on that picture next to those 3 items? Tell me, what are you noticing? What does your little eye spy on that picture besides those 3 items? No one? No one? Everyone is in the bead shop? So, what you see on the edge of the picture, those are 3mm Preciosa bicon beads in a 2xAB color. Preciosa does not usually make 3mm bicon beads in 2xAB, only when we ask nicely. And what happened here, that this color, we received 2 batches. And as we learned earlier when we visited the Preciosa Crystal Factory and the Crystal Valley in the Czech Republic, is that even if there is a very precise recipe, even if it's produced basically between laboratory in a laboratory environment, the temperature, the humidity, the world out there still have an effect on the color of the beads. So even if the bead factories do exactly the same, they measure the humidity, they measure the temperature, sometimes a batch comes out a little bit different. So this is a little bit different out of catalog batch of 2xAB Preciosa bicons that are just different than normally and super beautiful. So on top of those 4-box bundle and the 3 going out of inventory items, you will also receive a bag of these as our appreciation for your trust in us with your precious bead orders. So to give you also, and Marcy says that may be an oops badge, but they are lovely. They are super beautiful, Marcy. They are indeed. And I also have a little video for you for this. To give you a better view of them. And that's actually where I would like to say goodbye. On Thursday, we will have a No One Has to Bead Alone. And let me check. It will be Okay, I'm still a bit in holiday mode. I'm sorry about that. It will be Nebula by Veronka, and Nitti will be waiting for you as your host during No One Has to Bead Alone. And thank you so much, ladies, for all your precious bead orders during the Preciosa Crystal Weeks. Thank you so much for letting your creative juices flowing together with me during the live design session. And thank you so much for your opinion about Preciosa crystals that you shared during the little game that we created. And I can't wait to see next week who will be the winner. We will choose a lucky winner and we will choose a talent winner for this special Preciosa crystal bags. So thank you, ladies. Take care and happy beading. Bye bye.